Hello everyone, welcome back. We'll see one more drawing. Maybe after this we'll see another one. So, what I was thinking was to have 5 sample drawing, 5 different drawing, and in fact we have completed 3. Then this one is 4th in that series. So part 18 also is for drawing exercise 4. Okay, so this is the figure what we are going to draw in this session, and you can see there are some portion hatched in this drawing, and we haven't seen what hatching is or how we can although you know what hatching is because you have already covered the machine drawing course. So we know that whenever we show something cut, or if you say that if you want to draw the section of a solid, then basically we'll have to use this hatch, and we have various patterns of hatch. And hatching in AutoCAD is very simple. So we will see hatch also along while we draw or while we prepare this figure in AutoCAD. Okay, so this figure is not complicated. It's in fact easy, but there is some tricky part, like to get this curve right, or this you can see it is at an inclined position, and this angle is 45. So just rotating this or moving this or arraying this. So you can have different options, but getting this is a little bit tricky. So once you figure out a method for getting this side and this curve, then this is very simple. It will not take too much time. So I will show you one way how we can draw this figure, and you can approach it in different ways, like as I used to say in the other sessions also. Don't think that the method which I will be explaining here or the procedure which I will be adopting here will be the best one. It is one method which you can use for drawing, and even the method which I will be discussing today will not take much time also, but of course you can have other approaches also. So before moving to AutoCAD environment, I will just give you the procedure what I will be following, like maybe the starting procedure, and later we'll try it in AutoCAD environment. So first I'll be drawing a rectangle here. I mean, rather than drawing a rectangle, I'll be using lines to draw a rectangle, that is this 225 and 37 with a width of 225 and a height of 37, or length and breadth you can say. So I'll be drawing this rectangle first. Then I'll be finding out the center. See, you can see this has got a radius of 225. That means this arc here having 225. So I'll be finding out the center of that arc, right? And from that center, I'll be drawing a line which is at 22.5 degree. So this is 45, half of that. So which actually bisect these two lines. So I'll draw a line here, then I'll be rotating it by 22.5, so that I'll be getting a line here. So if I mirror this rectangle with respect to the line which I have drawn, then I'll be getting this side, right? Although I'll be doing this this and this filleting initially, so that I don't have to repeat that one. So this is how I'll be starting the drawing, and the remaining things, like if I explain here, I mean, it will not be a good idea to explain it now and do it later. So we'll just while we progress preparing the drawing, we'll discuss the further steps. Okay, so initially I'll start with a rectangle of 225 by 37, and then fillet these two corners for with a fillet radius of R10. Okay, As usual, we'll start a new AutoCAD drawing, right? Then I prefer command as far as starting of CAD is AutoCAD drawing is. I'll do a zoom all, then I use line command to draw the rectangle. So here, okay, make ortho on also. So this is 37. This side it is 25, 37. Close. So I got the figure what I want, and from the center of this line I'm marking this 225. That is the radius of, and I do want to complete that filleting of these two edges also. So fillet radius I'll have 10. Make sure that trim is in trim mode now. Now it is not trim, so I'll make it trim. Select this again. Fine. So filleting part is over. Now this line, which is of 225, we want to rotate it 22.5. So I'll use that grip editing what we have seen in the last exercises. So rotate it. I don't want a copy of that one. So 22.5 is the angle. I got it. Right. Now I'll be mirroring this with respect to this line. Right. So I'll use mirror command. Select all the objects I want to mirror. And first point of mirror line, second point. You can see we got it. Now I will draw this center arc. Instead of arc, I will draw a complete circle and remove the remaining part later. So I know the center. Already we have marked the center there. So just a matter of circle command. This is center, and I know this is 225. So right now I don't want this line, and I don't want the remaining part of this circle. So I'll trim main portion of this. Later I can remove those things. Or even I don't want this inside piece also, so let it be. I can do it in the same step, but I keep the outside. Fine, it's so okay. Anyway, it is completed. Now just see. So get the inside these two lines. The inside diameter is 88 here, right? So that means if I offset this 44 this side and 44 this side, I will get these two. So offset distance 44, right? So I got this line and this line. In fact, I wanted it up to this particular point. So trimming this one has avoided that, but anyway, we will try extending also, so that you can learn extend command also. Okay, now to get this outside arc, this is 137, so diameter 137, so radius will be 67.5, right? 66, 137, 30, 65, and 3.5 is 65 plus 3, 68.5. So I'll offset this by 68.5. So in offset distance is 68 point, or even if I'm wrong in calculation, that it is 137, right? 137 by 2. And I can use that one. It is 137 by 2, which is coming here, right? Quick. But you can give this as a arithmetic, like, some value which is to be calculated. Okay, so that also is complete. So this and this question is over. Now what to do? Now we will have to extend this here. Okay, so have this. This is 37. This is 47. So that means this gap is 10. So I'll offset this to this side 10. So I'll use offset distance 10. Select line. Now we have this line and this line. This is 130. 30 means if I draw the center line here and if I offset it 65 on either side, I'll get these two. I'll take line command from midpoint of these two. Point of this. I'll have offset distance 55. Select line side in. Okay, so now we can trim the remaining portion. Trim, select all, cutting edges, then here, cut here. Fine. So we got this. Actually, we don't require this center line now because we are not going to draw the center line now. Removing that one. Okay, in fact, this was required up to here and up to here, but somehow I trimmed it in earlier. That is a mistake from my side. It's okay, but so we'll study how to extend also. So we'll use extend command, extend, and our boundary edges are this and this. In fact, I want to extend it up to here. Press enter. Then what all elements you want to extend? This you want to extend. This you want to extend. This you want. Fine. So we have covered almost all the parts, and now we'll trim some portions. And before trimming certain portions, we'll do this filleting also. All the four corners here, it is filleted by radius 5. So I'll again set comment. Here for filleting, if I make trim, then the remaining portion also will be removed. So I'll make it as no trim option, no trim. Then fillet radius, it is 50, right? So this first line, second. Again, I will take fillet comment just by pressing enter. Again, by pressing enter, I can go back. So there is an option for multiple, which I'll not be discussing right now. You can just try like this. This is not a tedious task. Just press enter to get. Okay, fine. Now that portion is over. Now we need to trim a lot of portions. So we'll use trim. I'll use all as my cutting edge. I don't want this piece. Either I want this. I don't want this also. Don't want this. Don't want this. This. Okay. This don't want. Not required. This is not required. Up here. Where this is required. Where this is required. This you cannot remove because it's a complete object, so I can delete that one. Fine. So the entire figure is complete. You can see. Too simple. There is nothing complicated. Only thing is you need to initially think which method you need to use for making this part. Now we'll see how we can prepare the hatch and also what are the different options available when we prepare hatch. Okay. So is there anything missing? Okay, so hatch command you have here, or you can type hatch to get anyhow. I'm going to click here. If you click here, you can see here it is hatch, and by default you can pick the internal point. Right now you can pick the internal point, or you can pick the boundary edges. All those options are there, but right now I'm going to pick any internal point. So I want this side to be hatched, so you can go and click any internal point here. Similarly, any internal point here. So these two portions will be hatched. Now to select the pattern, you can see here we have different patterns matching different standards. As we have started with an ISO template, some patterns which suits the ISO pattern will be, the ISO, uh, what is it, ISO standards that will be made available here. So I'll be using this one. Normally this will be the one which we'll be using for hatching metal parts. So I can select the hatching pattern whichever I want from here. Maybe you can change later also after when you can hatch it to change hatch pattern. Okay, now anyway, I'm going to select this, right? Also, you can see that some property called associative, which means this hatch is associated with the boundary edges. So if you expand the boundary edges or change the boundary edges, the hatch will be working accordingly. So if you remove the associativity, then basically, even if you change the boundary, then the hatch will not be changing accordingly, right? It will not be associated with the boundary. So always when you are doing hatch, it is better that you have this associative property on, so that whenever you change some dimensions or when you make any alterations in the drawing, the hatch also will be adjusted accordingly. Okay. Now there are three important or maybe two important parameters here. That out of the three important parameters, one I have already discussed, that is the hatch pattern, that is most important, that we have already discussed. Now we have two other important aspects. One is this hatch scale. Here you can see you can change the hatch scale. When you change the hatch scale, here the spacing between the lines will be changed. Now you can see that the spacing is too close, so I just want spacing be a little bit more. So if I put that as 2, you can just see the change. See, now it looks better compared to the earlier one. So I'm okay with a hatching scale of 2. So you can change this scale and try. Similarly, if you want to change the angle, see here in our drawing, the angle is, okay, it is at a particular angle, I think. Ours also is in a particular angle. Suppose if you want this being some figure like this, if you want the lines to be horizontal here, then you can change the angle accordingly. So instead of 0, see what happens if I give it as 315, just see. Then this becomes what I can say, horizontal. Right? So the initially, like if it is 0 means it is at a particular angle. So if I make 45, you can see it is vertical. So the initial inclination is 45. So with that I am giving another 45. That means it will be becoming vertical. So according to that, you can think of the angle and give the perspective angle here. So here I think basically 0 is good. Maybe if we want to make it a little more on this side, then maybe 50. So depending upon the standards, you can fix that angle also depending upon the style you want. You can create those things, or you can change the angle as well as you can change the scale to suit your drawing. So that is it. Although by seeing the figure, you might have felt that it takes too much time in preparing this particular drawing, but once you have a clear idea on how we are going to proceed and how we can prepare that drawing, then this is very simple. So hope you understood the procedure and will be able to draw this figure in very short time. So and do attempt this drawing this figure in different ways, and you can also comment on. I'll close the hatch property and stop this session here. So thank you for watching. Please do contact me through any of the means if you have any clarification on any of the topics which we have covered so far. So we'll discuss in detail, or we'll see some practical exercises when we meet in the college for regular classes. Okay then. Thank you. Bye.